Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TRS Live with your hosts Brian Keller, Matt Schrotz, and Zach Hoffman, presented by The Real Shot.
I'ma do this here forever. EQ. Forever. Triune. Forever. Yeah. Forever. I'ma do this here forever. All you haters better get comfy. This the day you've been waiting on. Your road is finna get bumpy. This the track I'm making my statement on. I ain't going nowhere. This the place that I'm making home. I'll do this shit forever. Hit the gas and I'm taking off. Ow. I was born with passion. My job is never ending and my hustle's everlasting. No matter what, I'm gon' ball, even with my back to the wall. And the best part is that this is the beginning. I'ma do this here forever. Forever.
What is good, everybody?
What is good? It is, what day is it? Is it Thursday?
It feels like a Tuesday, but it's
Thursday, and for whatever reason, my Facebook feed has got the most amazing memes on it this morning.
It's amazing.
I don't know what's going on, but I can't share any of them. I know that.
So again, good morning, everybody. We are here at the Real Shot store, and we're bringing you TRS Live. For how many episodes? Are we at 40?
We are at 40.
That's got to be some kind of milestone. It's not quite 50.
It's not quite 50.
We'll
But it's not 30.
Well,
It's 40.
Right. We'll have to have we hit 50. We'll have to have champagne in here or something. Like break a bottle on the table.
Popping bottles.
Break a bottle on
Can we do
Zach's
the
computer?
knife one where you slice it with a knife?
Yeah, let's do that.
Zach, I'll allow you to do that one.
All right, I'll give it my
Right
best
on
shot.
that computer that's usually so awesome.
Yes, that one right there. Hey, don't knock it.
It's working
Working
right now.
good today.
Yeah, everything's
I
working
like
good.
that.
Look at that. So we are here again. I said that once, and we're joined with Kyle, the recent winner of Wisco Bass.
Recent, as in Sunday.
As of Sunday, yeah. So he has to be at work today, which is totally cool. So he's joining us through Skype. There, you're out of where? What? Ripon?
Ripon, yep.
Nice. You missed a cookie factory?
To be honest, I never really went in there, but ironically, my office is actually in the cookie factory building.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
We just moved in here in January. My company that I work for bought it and redid it, and yeah, we're in here now. So
Nice. Does it smell
Yeah,
like
it's kinda
cookies
fun.
at all?
it does not, but if you go in the way back warehouse part, there's still a bunch of piles of odds and ends and stuff from the cookie factory. It's kind of cool.
That's crazy.
That's
I'll
awesome.
be honest. I didn't even know the cookie factory was gone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Like, how long ago did it go away? I have no idea.
Obviously not too long ago.
Right. So
You ever
smells
just
like
wake
cookies.
up in the morning and have your dreams crushed?
Yeah.
I was excited about that. Never knew it was gone.
Right. Yeah.
Aw.
My parents used to go down there all the time and buy like the seconds and stuff. Just bring boxes of cookies home. It's awesome. Like
Right.
ones that have a little imperfection in the
Every time.
frosting. Oh,
Parents are
man.
driving through Ripon on their way home from something. Every time.
Yep. Well, that's not what we have you on here for, is to talk about cookies, even though we probably could for a while. So, how you feeling? You come off a big win on Sunday. You all jacked up. We got a little bit of a break before the next one. So,
I'm guessing it hasn't even sunk in yet.
It really hasn't. I knew I could catch fish going in there, but I really didn't think I was be able to win it. I figured it would take 20 pounds plus, but sometimes it doesn't shake out like you think it's going to. So I'm thankful and blessed that it happened, and if I go back and think about it, it kind of sinks in a little bit every time.
What kind of weight were you on heading into it? I mean, were you on that 17 type pounds? Were you pretty confident about that, or?
To be honest, I wasn't on anything really. I'm from Ripon, so it's my home body of water. I pre-fished for like 3 hours Thursday night after work. I knew I could catch 5 fish. I had about 15 pounds that Thursday night.
Okay.
Earlier in the year, I fished some opens and stuff out there and had between 19 and 20. So, I hadn't really figured out the smallmouth this year yet. The weather's been weird. So yeah, I was on about 15 pounds, I would say.
So going into the morning, so from when you pre-fished on Thursday to the open, or the day of Sunday morning, conditions were pretty rough going
Yeah.
into. Did that really throw a curveball to you for your strategy?
It didn't. So I was able to start in a spot where the wind didn't bother me at all. I started kind of off the beaten path, if you want to say it that way. And I was able to get a limit in the boat by about, I want to say, between 8:30 and 9.
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't big. It was maybe 12 pounds. You know, there's one. I think of those fish, I only brought 2 of them back to the scale
As
at
a
the end of the day. But
as a tournament angler, though, how do you feel about? I mean, how does that change your outlook on the day having that limit so early? Does it change anything that you
Well,
thought or did, or?
yeah, it's a big weight off your shoulders.
Right, for sure.
You know, I mean, I knew there was absolutely no chance that 12 pounds or whatever would do anything at this tournament. But having those 5 fish, and you can just kind of relax and fish the rest of the day, it's a big help rather than being stressed out the whole time about the next bite.
Right. And it allows you to maybe gamble a little bit more, head some area where you're not so certain you like in pre-fishing or anything like
Right.
that. Did you take a gamble at all? Did you go someplace that you wanted to but haven't yet?
I don't really want to say it was a gamble. I mean, there's spots that I hooked into one good smallie offshore on Thursday, lost on the way to the boat. So I fished that spot, and then I fished the other spot just by memory.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't really, I mean, like I said, it's my home body of water. I just kind of spot hopped for the rest of the day. I was like, if you fish enough of those spots, something's going to happen.
Yep. How many times did you call, you say?
I think 3.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I don't know if you caught that. He said of that limit he had, he only brought 2 of those
Yep.
fish roughly back to the scale.
That happens a lot, but I think having that limit early is such a mental relief. It's,
Right. Like,
you're not grinding out trying to catch 5 fish. It's
Right.
kinda nice.
Well, you look at the guys that didn't get on anything until like after 1 o'clock.
Right.
I mean, holy man, that's just got to make you just rush and do
It
a
does
lot
start-
of things that you
you
wouldn't.
start pressing for sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
Was your target the whole time the smallmouth, or did you have any largie spots?
My first 5 fish were all RGs.
Oh, well, okay.
Yep.
What did you end up weighing then?
What was that?
What did you end up weighing? What were they?
I had, like count-wise, I had 3 RGs and 2 smallies.
Oh, okay.
So I knew I could catch 5 RGs fairly quickly, fairly easily. And then the plan was after that to go out and chase some smallies around, just because I hadn't really done it so far this year out there at all.
Were your largemouth on beds like a lot of the guys, or were you?
No, just random.
Okay.
They could have been, but I wasn't. The water was, in the areas you couldn't see deeper than 1.5 feet or so they could have been.
Okay.
But I wasn't intentionally bed fishing. I feel like bed fishing largemouth wastes a lot of time.
I think there's a couple of
Quite
guys.
often.
I think you are 100% accurate, and I think that there's a couple of guys that we filmed that were probably contest to that right now.
Well, and when I first went out that morning, I got back in that Buyer's Cove or whatever, and there was like 7 or 8 other boats in there. I didn't see you in there, did I?
No, I knew that would be a mess in there.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, there was fish there, but man, there was a lot of boats in there pressuring them. And more tournament anglers were coming in as you and I were leaving.
Right.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, and I think the guy I'm referring to is Chris Frederick.
Oh,
that had the
Frederick.
GoPro
Oh,
in there.
yeah.
He said on
Yeah, I
that
saw
one.
that.
I don't know if you saw the clip, but Zach actually went and pulled it out of him actually catching that fish. But I think he was on that fish for like 3.5 hours.
Yeah,
Was it something
it's
like
like 3.5, 4 hours.
that? I mean, that's at some point it became. You're just not going to beat me. I really don't care about this day anymore. I'm catching that fish.
Right. Yeah, and I can't remember what that fish weighed, but I think it was.
But
kind
it wasn't as big as I think he thought it was.
Right.
Right, because it was probably 4-ish pounds, maybe.
It was a nice fish.
Whatever, it's a good fish, but it's not a.
Right.
If you're gonna spend 4 hours, that thing better be 7 pounds.
You're right.
And those fish do exist in green, correct?
Yeah, they're around.
So I mean, I think when everybody saw him sitting on that fish, we're like, this thing's gonna be a giant.
It's got to be a tank.
It's got to be a giant, right? And I
Yep.
think after a while, it just turned into a personal vendetta.
Yeah, I saw that clip the other day too, and I'm the same way. I would get locked on one and sit there until I catch it, or I go insane trying to, and I don't want to deal with it.
Well,
in
I
a situation like that,
Right.
smallmouth is one thing, but largemouth they're really hard to catch up at, especially for me. I mean, I haven't done a whole lot of it. I'd prefer to do the whole random thing.
Okay. How long
Just
have you
fish.
been tournament fishing?
About 7 years.
Oh, nice. So we ask everybody this. What do you think of the Wisco format? I mean, even with the filming portion thrown in there.
I think it's really cool. It gives kind of small time guys like myself and all the guys around the state that fish mostly the club scene and the state level scene, a different platform.
Yep.
It's weird too. Like when I weighed my fish, I forgot that they interviewed you. Like I just tried to walk off. I was just like, "Well, this is different."
Yeah, but you weren't the only one that day. I mean,
No.
this is the third tournament, and guys were still just trying to walk right off. And
But it was
Kyle's
really
like,
only the second one we filmed. We
right,
didn't really
right,
do it as well at
right.
Sturgeon
But
Bay.
yeah, unless up in Sturgeon Bay, they didn't ask guys to do a little interview. But
Well, I think without having that live takeoff and all the stuff during the day, it's just had a different feel to it.
But you still have an audience there.
Sturgeon Bay was definitely a shorter period. There was a lot less of that. But yeah, once a proper camera setup was back into play, they really want to play to that.
Yep.
Which was cool because during the day, I mean, at any given time, the lowest I saw the stream go was around lunchtime, and it hit around like 45 total. But like, I mean, we were peaking around 100 people at a time, which was really cool. I mean, think that 100 people is almost more than what you find at the weigh-in, and
well,
they're all watching.
It was all day like that for 7 hours. It was pretty much constant.
And you get that many people, and all those 100 aren't all the same people, so you're filtering all those people in, and they're watching, and they're garnering attention. And I think after every tournament, their Facebook page jumps like over 100 likes every tournament of just random people.
Well, and that now Kyle, that you're a winner. I mean, Kyle may pick you to have another camera in your boat the next time. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm going to fish the next one, so yeah, that's fine. I've actually never really bass fished Shauna before. That's the next one, right?
Yep.
Brian loves that lake. If you ever,
it's my favorite. Hey, if you're a largemouth guy though, you'll probably be just fine.
Right.
See, I'm more of a smallie guy. That's why I don't like it that much.
Oh.
Well, I would honestly prefer to catch smallies too. Hey, I just knew that they're few and far between on green right now, and it was probably, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. I was the last time I was on Shawano, and that was back in the days of just picking up a random spinnerbait and whipping it around and catch whatever bites. So
yep,
I'm gonna get up there and pre-fish a few times, and I'll probably fish it.
Sweet.
So
very cool.
Yeah.
Was this last one the first Wisco you fished?
No, I fished Winnicott.
Oh, okay.
How'd you place at that one without looking
Not well.
He's like, let's not talk about that one. We're talking about me winning, man.
Yeah, winning.
We're talking about me winning.
Right.
Me and the Bago system don't get along well. It's just I never do well out there. I don't know why.
Too much water.
It's so big. Yep.
Yeah, and these guys that bring in the 16 to 18 pound bags of smallmouth out there all the time, that to me that's incredible, because I mean I can catch one or two decent ones every time I go out there basically, but I can't ever put 5 together.
Yeah.
The no wake and stuff, I think I might have gone up the river if it wasn't for the no wake situation too. I'm a little bit more comfortable up there just because there's less water and narrows down a little bit, but
yep.
I just scramble around, and I think I had 2 fish for like 6 pounds, so they're good fish, just not enough.
Yeah, we got quite a few people joining in. Brandon Meyer wants to say a great job, Kyle. I don't know if you can see that on your end, but I mean he's still sitting up there too, so that guy's not going away either. Nope. I mean, it's going to be fun here the last couple tournaments for those guys that started with the first one and are continuing on. It's going to get even more exciting, and especially if we get to bodies of water that can be filmed for this. That's going to be even cooler yet. I mean,
I think now Shawano will work. We tested it.
Yep.
For the most part, other than the river, Shawano's going to work fine. Madison should be a no-brainer right downtown.
Right.
I haven't been down there, but I'm assuming the cell signal in Madison's pretty good. And then La Crosse, I would assume, is good because MLF has been there now. They're going back this year.
Right.
And they were there a couple years. Oh, no, they weren't there a couple years ago. That was the Elite Series. But anyway, if MLF is going there, it's got to work.
It's got to be good. So, yeah, it's exciting stuff coming up. I got a off the topic question for you, Kyle. What besides bass? What's your next favorite species of fish to target?
I guess probably walleyes. I mean, I go a couple times a year just with friends. We usually hit the river once, and then I've got a buddy from work that trolls a lot. Usually go with him, like once or twice a year, but basically just bass. I mean, I've never really got anything else. It's if someone says, "Hey, let's go walleye fishing," I'll go, but I'm not. I cut off my whatever I got on my bass rod and tie a walleye jig on and go. That's about it. There's not a whole lot of thought.
You don't have targeted rods and reels like some other guys do.
No. And every year I have to buy a new pack of jigs because I always lose the lunch the year before.
So what can you tell us about what you were doing on Sunday to catch your fish? Or what do you think was a little different than what other guys might have been doing?
I don't know if I was doing anything actually that different. I mean, I think kind of what we talked about before, I think the biggest difference might have been that I went and caught my 5, and got calmed down before. I've never been a guy that can fish really all day for 5 bites. I give a lot of credit to the guys that can do that because, I've got some friends that do that and they'll fish a whole tournament for 5 or 6 bites and they're usually the right ones. But to me, I'm not to that point yet unless I'm like, sometimes like flipping grass and stuff like that, those deeper grass edges and stuff places. But I think, for me personally, that was the difference is getting those 5. And then as far as like the main lake smallmouth stuff, I threw a tube around.
Yep.
It's no big secret out there.
Right.
It's a common bait. I know a lot of guys were throwing A-rigs and stuff like that. I figured get out there, drag a tube around, and something will see it eventually. And I caught I think 3 smallmouth, and one was 13 inches, and the other 2 were good ones. So
yep.
Drag it around enough, so something's gonna happen.
Color special at all?
Just watermelon red flake. Nothing special, nothing secret. It's natural color, usually clear water, and just kind of stuck to the usual out there. I know it was a little darker than normal, but I think you can spend all day tweaking your color exactly to match whatever the water is and all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, I don't think it matters that much.
Right. Yeah, all that time retying and stuff like that is just less time in the water.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep, exactly.
Chris just joined.
I see. Chris Frederick is on.
We were just talking about your fish, Chris.
Maybe that's why he joined. Somebody's probably like. So another question I got for you is, if you win Angler of the Year, what are your plans after that? With the sponsorship from us and everything like that.
Well, I haven't really looked into a lot of that stuff too much, but do you have to fish all of them to be eligible for that, or how does that work?
Well, you have to win Angler of the Year, so technically,
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
It's pretty hard to do it without fishing all of them.
Right.
Well, I didn't fish Sturgeon Bay, so I think that's probably out of it. But I did look, and I'm in like 30th or something like that after a bad Winner County and not fishing sturgeon. So I guess anything's possible, but
right.
I don't know what I would do with it. Everybody kind of at our level toys around with the idea of, the old Bassmaster Opens and that kind of stuff. But, I think maybe I'd give that a shot, at least to say you did it once.
Right.
That's half of it. You never know. I've had some conversation with friends and stuff, and if you really think about it, any one of us that fishes this kind of stuff, we're like, 50 of the right bites away.
Yep.
I fish the Bass Nation stuff, you state, the classic, all that stuff, you catch the right 50 fish or however many you need. You never know. Right. But yeah, just to say I did it, I'd probably throw my hat in the open rings. But I got a long way to go if I gotta make up not fishing a tournament. So
are you planning on fishing the rest of the Wiscos if your schedule allows?
Probably. Had I done better in Winner County, I probably would have fished Sturgeon Bay. So I'm kind of regretting that decision now,
right?
A little bit, but I know the weather wasn't that great, and I honestly didn't really kind of feel like getting beat up all day out in the bay.
It's a good point.
It can be a beatdown out there for sure.
Oh yeah, I run a 19-foot Ranger, so it's a nice boat, but it doesn't ride very well and stuff like that. It's like a piece of plywood sometimes, so it just go out there for 8 hours and fight 3-footers or 4-footers, whatever. It wasn't really something I wanted to do at that moment.
Fair enough.
Right. Well, and that's like, you mentioned conditions. The conditions on Sunday were just so goofy.
It felt like April.
It really did. When we first launched, it was windy, it was cold. Then it kind of got mild for a while. Then it just off and on rain.
Forgot about the rain.
I know.
How'd you forget about the rain?
I didn't forget about the rain. I was getting to that point, but it was like it was so inconsistent. That had to throw a little bit of strategy change for some of these guys.
I know that the water temp dropped on a lot of guys.
Right. Did it drop for you from Thursday to Sunday?
Honestly, never even paid attention.
Okay.
Yeah,
most of what we heard is like at least 5 degrees.
Well, Colin told me in one of his spots was 14.
Really?
The shallow spot that he tried getting up into?
Yeah, he went up way into some shallow stuff, and he said it dropped 14 degrees from Friday to Sunday.
Holy man.
That's a lot.
That's crazy.
So.
I do know that my stuff was colder, but yeah, maybe like 5 degrees or so if I had to guess. It wasn't terrible.
Right.
And then like it got warm quick as I kept going down there. I was fishing. So, and from like where I started to where I started catching fish is probably about a 2 or 3 degree increase in temperature. Whether it had anything to do with it or not, really, I'm not sure, but there's kind of a line in there.
Yeah. Well, and when I was with Greg, a lot of his bites were just, he said a lot of them were just grabbing it.
Yep.
They weren't full on crushing it. I mean, when I was with him, he caught a couple of smaller fish that he said were all out crushing it, but he said a lot of them was just, he was like super finesse fishing, just slowly dragging on the bottom, and you just feel just that little extra weight. So, yeah, it wasn't what I expected. I expected some hard hitting bites and everything
Well, I
like
think
that.
that anytime that weather does that, water gets cold, temperature drops, those fish kind of get in a funk.
Yep.
For a few days, but.
Oh, we got a big old question here. The lake was entirely, this is from Chris Frederick. He said, the lake was entirely different from Saturday to Sunday. I saw areas where water temp dropped 10 degrees on the main lake.
That's crazy.
Eric Wilterdink says, did your big smallmouth come off the main, or largemouth come off the main lake?
It did. Yep.
I think that's all he's going to get.
Yeah, that's little more.
I think that's all he's getting.
Right. I mean, the couple boats I was in, I've always asked their background secret, if I'm filming it. And a lot of these guys are like, I mean, the water's not really a big secret. Do you have that one go-to spot every time where nobody else really fishes it? And what's the GPS coordinates?
I do have a spot like that. If the smallmouth were more active, I would have had a spot to start where, previous years, like around this time here in club tournaments, I've weighed, I think, like 15, 16 pounds in 45 minutes off a spot consistently.
Wow.
I didn't catch anything there on Thursday when I pre-fished, so I didn't go to that spot until towards the end of the day, and I did catch one of my smallmouth there. But, basically just, history and spot hopping.
Right.
I kind of it's a good thing and a bad thing because I get in a pattern and I'll fish basically the lake in a circle and I'll, just hit the same spot every tournament and just kind of rotate them, which can burn you sometimes. But in a situation like Sunday when the bite was off, I think having those, certain areas and just history really paid off. But I will say where I caught my big smallmouth, my big largemouth at the end of the day, I had fished that area earlier in the day, and Thursday, and I caught fish there, and I knew there'd be a fish there. I didn't know it'd be a 4-2, and it's just a perfect spot where, a perfect area that it sets up so well. You can kind of cast out offshore and catch smallmouth sometimes, and then you can kind of go in close to those docks and catch largemouth. So
yep,
it just happened to work out that there was a big one sitting there.
Nice.
Yeah, 4-2, that had to be nice going, for big bass. You had that lead for a while, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, was there like, I think there was a little bit bigger than one, but then that 5-3 or whatever it came in from Kelly.
I think Kelly Jackson, like a 5-2.
Yeah, I would love to see that where he had to fall on that fish.
Yeah, that
on
would
the
have been
boat.
awesome. I read his little story synopsis of that.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome to see. One of these, we're going to get one of those. We film enough of this. We're going to get some of that.
Well, who did we miss? What was the Bago tournament? Somebody face planted? Was that Brandon, right?
Yeah, Brandon said he
face planted.
I just had left and he face planted. Which I'm like, dude, nobody would have known if you didn't tell anybody.
Yeah. It's not that like that's what people want to see, but it makes
if you've ever been
TV.
in a boat and waves, you're gonna face plant. It happens.
Oh
right?
yeah, and it was rough on the main lake, and that's what Eric said too. He was just curious where you caught that fish because he fished the main lake all day. So, and we saw him. We waved him 1 or 2 times.
Cool.
Eric.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to be in his boat. So
I believe you.
Let's see. I want to go to my list here. I'd like to find some interesting questions for you. Well, first of all, you got any big 4th of July plans? You spending some time fishing or anything like that?
Yeah. So usually like the 4th of July, the last couple of years, you kind of spend it out on Lake Winnebago. There's a beach, I forget what it's called, down by Fond du Lac, just kind of hanging out
Nice.
on the water, take the boats out there, power pull down, hang out, grill out on the water, just kind of chill out for the day.
Yep.
I took that Friday off just because who wants to work? The day after,
day after 4th of July, yeah.
So I'm not sure what I'm going to do then, but on Saturday I'm fishing an open tournament on the Wapaka chain.
Oh yeah, that's right.
with a friend of mine. So just signed up for that yesterday. So we'll see how that goes.
Do you have a lot?
I'm sure we'll get lots of fishing.
Do you have a lot of history on the Wapaka chain?
I've probably been up there like maybe 10 times now.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of smallies up there too.
I've never fished it.
It's a fun body of water. A couple years ago was the first time I was ever up there, and the first time I was there was a tournament. So I fished an open out there probably 3 or 4 weeks. It was actually the day that the Wisco Sturgeon Bay tournament was. We went on Wapaka and fished one, and I think we took 4th, just missed the check.
Nice.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite bodies of water. It's becoming quickly. I mean, it's crazy how you can make the same cast and catch a largie one cast and a smaller the next cast. It's kind of cool.
Have you fished it before?
Off and on.
I've
Not
never
as
fished
hard.
it.
Yeah, I would tell you though, he's probably praying for the same kind of weather conditions as we had for Green Lake out there. I mean, the boat traffic will be just insane, especially 4th of July weekend.
Oh, I bet. For sure.
So you kind of want a little bit cooler day with some rain and all that kind of stuff to keep the
That's
record.
what Tony Malkin said. We'll be fun with all the pleasure boaters.
Yeah. Well, and that was one thing too. I mean, it was probably a little bit blessing to have those conditions for green, because otherwise, guys said that just gets to be like a wash tub then with all the boaters out there. I didn't see the subway boat. Is it true? Is there really a subway boat that drives around out there?
I'm pretty sure it hangs out in Norwegian Bay. Like on Saturdays and Sundays, because
what does it do? Deliver subs?
Yeah,
Really?
They make subs on the lake, right?
Yeah, I've actually never seen it myself, but the back Norwegian Bay is a big, kind of party area in the summer. I think it kind of hangs out back there most of the time. There'll be, there's tons of boats that there's like a sand area back there. They'll just hang out and.
I did not know that. But there was almost no pleasure boaters at all on Sunday.
No, there
wasn't
zero.
a pleasurable day to be out, right?
No,
I think that definitely helped the guys fishing.
See, that was the funny thing is I noticed in the feed when I was watching all the cameras, like you'd see like 2 or 3 just
there was a
pontoon
lot
boats
of
or something just buzzing past though. Like there wasn't anybody hanging out.
No, there were a lot of other fishermen, but I think I saw like one pontoon cruising around that whole day.
Not many.
Well, that was just like I said before. The weather was so inconsistent. I mean, the sun tried to peek out. Choking on my gum, man. Jesus Christ.
Choked up here.
Yeah.
Do you need a minute?
No, I'm good now.
All right.
It just started. I was feeling it separate in my mouth. I'm like, this is gonna be dangerous. But yeah, I mean, it was nice. We got nice for like 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden, Mother Nature said no. Chris does say, nice job, Kyle, on the win. He's got to get back to work. So, and I think we're getting that way with Kyle. He's got to get back to the hammer. But we appreciate you joining us today. And if you are fishing Shawano, good luck to you, and we'll see you up there for sure. So, anybody you want to thank or anything like that? Or you got any sponsors you want to give a shout-out to?
No sponsors, really. Thank my girlfriend for
I was gonna say, are you married? Are you married? You gotta throw that one in there.
No, not married, but my girlfriend's very supportive of what I do, and I mean, I fish 2 clubs and this Wisco stuff, I'm gone. I basically every Saturday and some Saturday and Sundays, both weekend or all summer basically. Yep. So thank her.
What's her name?
Stephanie.
All right, cool.
So I think she's watching.
Yep. Thanks, Stephanie.
Other than that, no sponsors. Thank God that everybody was safe on Sunday, and I got those bites. I was out there praying. It was funny because I was out there, fish those new smallies, like come on, like praying for 4 or 5 pounders. One of them, and I go into that last dock at the end of the day, or one of the last docks and catch it. So
right,
you say that you pray all day for it, and you just kind of forget about it, and all this. No, there it is. So I mean, I'm blessed and thankful for that. And
how much time was left when you caught that fish?
I think I had like 18 minutes left to get back.
Oh wow,
that's awesome.
But it wasn't that far away from the launch, but
right.
So it was about a 5-minute drive back. So I had to stretch like 4 or 5 docks I wanted to fish, and it was actually on the first one.
Nice. Stephanie says she is very proud of you, just so you're wondering.
Aww.
Nice. Well, cool, man. Again, congratulations on the big win Sunday. It was really cool to see you come up there with, and get the plaque and all that kind of stuff. So we're happy for you, and we can't wait to see what goes on in Shawano and in August. Now, remember, we got a full month off in between. Then we got August.
Almost 2 months.
Yeah, technically by dates.
Yep.
August 18th, I think, is that next one. So Good, buddy. Get back to work and enjoy the Rippin' Good cooking or Rippin' Cookie Factory and send us some cookies when they find them on the way back. So,
All right, we'll do.
see you,
Thanks a
buddy.
lot. Congrats.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Man, you're just giving her today.
I almost died on TRS Live. You guys almost witnessed it.
Would that be the first live death?
I think not. No, actually, no. But on TRS Live, yeah.
Well, but no, but I mean like video blog death.
Yeah, dude dies
Let's
because
not-
he doesn't know how to chew gum
Let's
properly.
not do that. Can't chew gum and talk at the same time.
Literally, like that was the weirdest thing that ever happened.
You were like,
I'm like,
you were
how do you? It's not like you have to swallow the gum. How'd you end up doing that?
I don't know. Like I had it way back in there, and I was obviously I'm chomping hard on it, and then
just all
it just
fired
started
up.
It started to break apart. One piece,
Wait, you know
like
what?
snail in
You're
its
buying
way.
that cheap gum, is what's going on.
We're slowly watching the transition of Matt Trotz from diehard hunter
Yep.
to diehard fisherman.
It's not happening. I won't
Dude,
do
it's
it.
happening. Write
It's
it
not
down.
happening.
Yeah.
Every
It's
Facebook post
happening.
every other day.
Yes.
Look what
it's
look what I
happening.
caught today.
Well, I'll
It's
tell you a little
happening.
secret, boys. It's a lot easier when you catch fish occasionally.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, but I mean, it's. I told you guys back before we went to the classic.
It was gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
I know.
But
not that your hardcore hunter is gonna stop.
Oh, never ever.
So hopefully Molly isn't watching this. It's just
No.
good. Your overall annual addiction is not worse. It's all
Well,
the changes.
it can't get a whole lot worse because it rolls right from, well, if we start, seasonally, so it's fishing, then it's ice fishing, then it's turkey hunting, then it's deer hunting.
Right.
And I always tell her, she's like, you spend all that stupid money on no deer. I said, don't get
You're
you.
feeding the family.
Yeah, I said, get used to it because that's one thing that won't change.
No, I know. I'm not saying you're gonna stop, but you are.
No.
The fishing thing is more fun than you thought it was gonna be.
Well,
Admit it.
well, it's
It
better
is.
when you can
It
when
is.
you start to learn how to actually catch fish.
Yes.
Oh,
Because
right.
And
for
it
somebody
is.
who doesn't know how to catch fish,
Yep.
to go out day in day out and not catch anything, it's
Yeah,
like,
that would-
why do I do this?
Why do that? Right.
That's
Yeah.
like me 3 years ago when I tried fishing again, and I spent maybe 4 or 5
Yeah,
days
no.
of
What did I
summer,
see
and I was
yesterday?
like, nope.
You're throwing a bait caster now.
Yeah, I picked up a new bait
Jesus.
caster
Oh,
on
yeah.
Monday. Finally got out to use it. The new SLX.
You got the combo, right?
I did put together the combo. I went full matching, as I'm that guy. But-
Jared says fishing over hunting.
See, here's my thing. This is
think
gonna
it's
sound.
right.
This is gonna sound really weird. I actually enjoy hunting more than I enjoy fishing because fishing to me has always been competition.
Oh,
and,
right.
and a battle.
Yep.
But I'm better at fishing than I am at hunting.
So why would you want to do that then? If it to you fishing is a competition, why do you miss the competition thing?
Oh,
like
absolutely.
every time we are on the body of water, he's like, I should be fishing these tournaments. I should be. I'm like, then if it's so much.
Well, but it was even that head-to-head thing when we went with what was the name?
Caleb.
Caleb.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't really a thing and it wasn't being filmed,
Yep.
it was, but it wasn't like we weren't going to promote it or whatever.
Right.
I'll be damned if I wasn't trying to win it.
Oh, for sure.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I
you're
just
in
think
game
it's-
mode.
I just think it's a competitive guy. There's competitive people. There's not
Yep.
competitive. The competitive nature doesn't die just because
Right.
you can't play.
And
like,
even if
youth
you're not in a
sports anymore.
tournament or against somebody, the fun thing about fishing is you just keep on getting better and keep on
Oh,
catching
right.
bigger
you and
fish.
I were out there. What the first thing I started doing? Right, you're kicking my ass.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm
Yeah.
counting.
Yeah.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it was like 8-1, and I'm like, all right, this is gotta.
Yeah,
this has
it's
gotta
gotta
stop,
change.
right? I mean,
Right.
I'm always like that when I'm
Right.
fishing. There's
Right.
just no. If I didn't have tournaments or I wasn't trying to do something promotional for the store or whatever, I don't even know if I'd fish.
Right.
Like I need
You need the-
that to go.
It's a little bit of drive thing too. You
Well,
know.
it was like yesterday. You told me about this lake that's got some fish in it, whatever, right? So I did all day. I went there and mapped the lake out. I was using AutoChart Live because those lakes don't have maps. I mapped
Yep.
half the lake out. I mean, that was like I was all into
But
it.
you didn't. It wasn't worth the trip. That's crazy.
So the smallies there are some in there. I caught a smallie that was about 10 inches.
Okay, so,
So
it is.
there's
right,
obviously
right up my alley.
there's-
Right.
There's obviously at least 2 smallmouth in there that bred, right?
Right, right.
But I don't know if that lake's just a little off. The water was crazy high.
Yes, well,
Um,
and the water is high, and it makes it tough because it is slow.
And for what I've been told, that lake was supposedly a real clear body of water, and I can only see maybe 1.5 feet.
Oh, okay. Then
So
then it's
that
bad.
could have it all screwed up.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
it's bad out
But
there.
there was a
then.
ton of bait fish in there.
Was it really?
Ton.
Like
which-
bluegills or what?
I don't know what they were. I just big giant balls of bait all over the place.
Oh,
Huh.
nice.
I mean, I don't know if that's Cisco
Well-
in there or what it is, but so I'm sure if there's fish in there, they're gonna probably be not great, easy to catch, just due to the amount of bait fish and the amount of
Right.
available food.
What'd you get for maxed up?
I don't even. Deepest I saw was like 43 or something.
Because there's big pike and there's muskies in that lake.
I saw one on the underwater camera. I was all
a
in.
muskie?
No, northern.
Oh, okay.
But it was fun. But I like that. I like the challenge part of it, right? Which is why I like hunting, because there's that chess match, trying to figure it out. But it's so much more enjoyable because you can figure it out and then you just kind of like veg there for a while, right?
So speaking of the challenge, let's talk a little bit about this fishing head-to-head fishing thing that we're working on. So we did a test run, and I would say it was a success.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure. Like,
and I won.
Yep.
But even though we weren't keeping track.
We weren't keeping track. It was a test run.
I was keeping track.
We weren't keeping track, but the pounds were on the screen the whole time.
Yeah.
I was keeping track.
So
Caleb was keeping track. I guarantee you that.
Oh, yeah. So just so people know, like, if you're curious, we're not done with that. I mean,
no, not even close.
We're
because we talked about it last week.
We're in scheming mode.
So we had talked about, threw around some ideas. A couple of people said that they were interested.
Yeah, you even had people at Wisco come.
I did. I had two people come up to me at Wisco and say, "Hey, that's an awesome idea. I want to be involved in that. Let me know, and I got some lakes we can go fish or whatever."
And now it's figuring out how to actually make it happen and make it work for not only us, but also make it work for the anglers that we want to fish it.
Right.
Yep. Big time. We got to make it successful. So, like.
No, but see, I think we go. I want to do the tournament first.
You want to? Well, we still have to do the trial runs to make sure it all works, right?
Right.
Well, no, but the tournament, the head-to-head bracketed tournament, I want to do.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, we know we can do that.
Yeah.
Right.
That'll work already. The format's easy. That's easy to do.
Yep.
We just got to find the 16 or 30 guys that want to do it.
So I guess if the cat's out the bag on that one, we tossed around an idea the other day of 32 anglers.
Yep.
Head-to-head fishing, like March Madness bracket elimination.
Yep.
Winner. We're not sure if winner takes all or winner takes a good portion, but the reason we're hesitant on that one is because there's going to be a prize, a substantial prize.
We're trying to figure that out. Like, we don't have, obviously, besides the real shot, like, we don't have a sponsor for anything like this. We're working on that kind of stuff as well. There would be a what do you want to call it? There'd be a payment, like a purse, but you'd also have to buy in. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's an actual. It's a quasi tournament. So Jared wanted to know if we could elaborate on head-to-head. So what head-to-head is basically, we've got two different ideas we're working on. One is more of a match fishing concept where it's you and another guy in one boat going at it. I think our spin on that's maybe a little more product promotional.
Correct.
It's it's a product promotional spin on that. There's not the maybe prize cash money in that, but bragging rights. It's along the same lines
like
as
pre-selected baits and things.
Yeah,
like
a
that.
cooking show where you get your little box and here you got to go catch X amount of fish on this, kind of contest type of deal.
Right.
Yep.
Where the head-to-head tournament circuit type thing we're talking about is really you and your boat, other guy in their boat. We got to figure out how we seed it.
Yep.
Like 1 versus 16.
Bodies of water and
for 8 hours, go. All live, all filmed. You beat that guy, you move on to the next round.
Yep.
So Jared, that's kind of the general idea there. And I think it would be really cool, and we have the ability to film it all live.
Right.
I think people would want to watch it. I think it's exciting. Questions we have is, do we do MLF style where we go just unlimited, weigh them all?
I think you gotta.
Or do we go like best 5, best 8?
I think here's a cool thing that we
we're
should
not keeping anything. It's all live.
Well, I mean, what would people want to do? I'm just so into the MLF style. It's just so simple.
And the MLF style is cool, but I think to deter the what you would call haters of the MLF format would be.
Who cares about them?
Well, no, what I'm saying is a lot of those are the anglers that will be fishing it, Matt.
Right.
So what you got to think though is,
why would they fish it if they don't like MLF? If that's what we decide is a strategy, then they're not going to fish it. Oh no, well, like. For me, I just look at it like if we're going to be filming all this, I'm not like I like Wisco and the Big Five, but like look how much downtime there was.
Right, I think that's the deal.
But no, what I was going to say though was that we do the unlimited fish, catch and release, but then the marshal records it, and then like you had said, Brian was doing the Big Five at the end. Then your 5 biggest of the day.
I think.
Because in theory, those would have been the 5 fish you would have kept.
Right. I don't know if you can, because we're not going to be a weigh-in, right? It's all going to be live in the boat. It's over. Maybe a little press conference type deal after. Move on to 3 days, right? You move on to the next round. You get your little interview with the guy and all that kind of stuff, right? But I think if
I don't want to do top 5. I think we do like top 8, top 10. We got because either the thing with the 5 is, and like Kyle talked about it, there are certain guys that are good enough and confident enough to go, I'm going to go get 5 bites today.
Right.
And from a show standpoint, that's brutally boring to watch.
Right.
Right? Now, he hooks into those 5 big bites. That's great. But for the other 7 hours of the day, that's just a lot of watching water.
Well, and that's
the
the other question. Is this a full-fledged 8-hour
I don't
trip,
know.
or is it
Maybe,
4 hours?
Maybe
I mean,
it's 6, 4.
Right.
I don't know. You got to have a little bit of time there because are we going to go? Are we going to announce where we're going? Are we going? We got a lot of those different things we're gonna work out yet. But that's kind of why I toyed around with you go like best 10. Right now they got to catch more than 5.
Yep.
Right.
You can't just sit and get only 10. I mean, right? Like it's kind of a merge between the two. We're not we're just weighing them live in the boat anyway, letting them go.
Right.
But we're just using the weight on the scale.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So I think it's something to play around with.
So and I like Jared's comment here.
I think bank fishing would be kick ass.
Yeah.
Because I think bank fishing would be even better because you're on foot,
Yeah.
So if you pick
But now that leaves a whole bunch. I mean, is it only one park?
Right.
No, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
want?
I think if it was a bank fishing competition where we would go on basically like YouTubers do, right? Google Maps, find a little inlet, and now you can only use that part of the map. So you have the same body of water.
Logistically, that's a lot more work.
Right.
Logistically, filming wise, that's like the Amazing Race for crying out
Right.
loud.
Well, no. I'm talking like a small, like you're not, like I said, Amazing Race would be you both get in your cars and figure out a spot on one body of water. I'm saying you pick one piece of shoreline or one stretch and you only do a short tournament.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I love the bank fishing idea. I think there's a lot of really, really excellent bank fishermen. I think that people, you have to have a big boat or whatever to go catch fish is a bunch of crap.
Right.
It would just be how do you facilitate that
Right.
and catch enough fish without letting them move, all that type
Right.
of stuff. I don't know.
Well, and it just goes to show we're open to all ideas.
I think it'd be awesome.
Like we're not just going to regulate this to boat fishermen.
Well, and that could be a whole nother series. I don't
Right.
know.
I mean, right now we're up to 3. Cool. Thanks, Jared, for making more work for me. I appreciate it. Because I know how this is going to go. After the show, Brian's going to be like, he's really got a great idea, Matt. Let's make it happen.
We got to do the boat thing first. We're all rigged
Right.
out for boats right now.
Yep.
Just due to Wisco, what Wisco has allowed us to play with and all that kind of stuff.
But it's a thought that's never going away on a daily basis.
No,
and
like I said,
it will happen
like
sooner
I
than
said the
later.
last show, I had this idea in 2010,
Right.
and I've been sitting on the name for 10 years. It's time to go.
It's time to go.
Maybe I was just waiting for the ability to be live. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just something had to be different.
So that's what we got in the works.
And the
as
cool
far as
thing
that
is,
stuff.
and the cool thing with the head-to-head is, I'm obviously a little skewed, but Wisconsin has some of the best fishermen in the country, period.
Oh yeah, I would agree.
And the reason I say that is if you look at like the National Walleye Circuit type areas, 3/4 of the fishermen are from Wisconsin.
Right.
If you look at the bass things, we go down south to the National Championship in Alabama, and the 3 largest bass circuits are in Wisconsin.
Right.
The guys in Wisconsin are just more diehard than they are anywhere else.
I think with Wisconsin, there's this peculiar deal that everybody has fished at some point if you live in Wisconsin, almost hands down. Unless you're from Milwaukee and in the city. I mean, so many people, it's normalized. So then that takes it and pushes it even further.
Well, just look at the readability to water, if that's the correct word.
We
for
have
it.
more lakes in Minnesota. Did you know
Oh yeah,
that?
for sure
Yeah.
we do. F them.
I don't know how many more, but I know we have
we
more.
like Minnesota, but
John, what is the Lake Commandos format? Can you explain? I have no idea what that is.
But yeah, well, and look, I mean, it's cool because MLF is coming to Wisconsin just because we do have such a variety of and good bodies of water around here. So I'm waiting for John to get back to you on that one. Let's talk about MLF for a minute here. So for those who don't know, is we've been working hard, real hard.
You've been working hard.
Getting guys in the store. Okay, and it's tough. Like I'm telling you, it's a tough
Well,
thing.
you're
It's
hurting cats.
It's hurting cats.
Yeah, you're hurting
And that's what one of the pro staff directors said to me as well. I actually said it to him, and he said, "Yeah, you're correct." So these days are set in stone. Whether we can get these guys to fully commit or not. Actually, I got Thursday. So Thursday the 27th, in the time frame from 4 to 8. I have, off the top of my head, I can think of 6 different anglers coming in on Thursday. So that would be Group B, because Group A will be fishing Thursday. Okay. Then Friday the 28th is the day I'm still waiting to confirm yet, and it's still in the same time schedule from 4 to 8. but I think I got 2 locked down for Friday, and I'm waiting on a pile more. So there is, I think right now.
Who's coming in on Thursday?
Oh man, my list is over there. Thursday is a good majority of the Daiwa guys. So like Ish Monroe, I'm gonna say his name, Takamaro or whatever. Oh man, I'd have to run and go get my list. I don't have it on my fancy computer here. I just have it jotted.
Big names.
Oh, I do have it on my list.
Done.
Yeah. So there are and then Friday is potentially the day where we have some of the other big names coming in, but that's next week, Thursday, Friday, the 27th and the 28th. We got guys scheduled from 4 to 8. So if Friday takes off just like Thursday did, I mean, there's going to be a potentially 10 different guys over the course of 2 days. And some are going to be here a little bit longer than others. I think the longest commitments we have so far are 4 to 7, which is a really awesome time.
That's awesome.
So, like, what we're going to do is that you're welcome to bring anything from these guys, and we'll have a list going out of once we get more confirmation. Like, Thursday's list is ready to go. Zach's going to be putting that out, but in his Friday when that happens. But you're more than welcome to bring stuff in for these guys to sign, and then we'll also run TRS apparel 40% off for that day and going into further things. So if you want to have them sign a TRS hat or something like that, that'd be cool, or a sweatshirt. So... No, we can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, John said the Lake Commandos format's a show with 2 guys in the boat, one picks a lure, and both have to throw it. Then they switch, and the other guy picks the bait. So, like, our head-to-head match fishing thing, we were kind of, I don't know if you guys have ever watched the Food Network, but what's that show, Chopped?
Something like that.
I watch Chopped all the time. I'm not a cook. I just think it's fun to watch these people make like a dessert out of licorice and candy corn and whatever, right?
Yep.
So we were kind of thinking about something more along the lines of like, here's a plain old box or whatever box, and it's got a jig and a buzzbait and some terminal tackle and a bag of plastics and go. You can fish whatever's in that box however you want to fish it.
Yep.
You don't have to fish it the same way as the other guy. You got to catch X amount of whatever that is that day. Could be bluegill, could be perch, could be whatever.
Diversity.
It's just figuring out a way to take that kit and beat that guy that day.
Right.
Yep. That's kind of what it's all about.
And that's the more head-to-head in the same boat.
Yeah, you're going to be in the same boat. Maybe
there's
we got quarters. I don't know. We got a lot of different ideas.
There's logistics with that. Is like are you going to let another person drive your boat?
Well, no. I think if we get 2 guys, we just have to let whoever's boat it is
just take
the captain of it, right?
Yep. But I like that format because you can kind of royally screw the guy in the back of the boat.
Oh yeah.
That's why I think that's really cool. So.
But see, that's where I think that's cool. I think that's good entertainment. It's fun to watch.
Right.
I think as soon as guys have money on the line,
it changes
no
the game. Oh yeah.
Well, that's what I think with the head-to-head that the bracketed series.
That's where that's.
Right.
That's I'm in my boat, you're in your boat.
Yep.
We got X amount of time. I'm gonna go try my best to kick your ass.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, and that's going to be that
because
way.
Every angler has their own strong suit,
Yep.
So when you think about when you put 2 guys in a boat with the same bait, maybe they're both they could both not know what they're doing with that bait.
And the thing I like about that is, have a marshal in the boat. The other guy knows what the other guy's catching. The pressure's on.
Yep.
It's all being filmed live.
Right.
We get to watch all the decision making. We get to understand why they're making what decisions they're making, because such a huge part of tournament fishing is making decisions.
Yep.
Right.
It's such a mental game, right? Everybody that's there, they all have the access to the same tackle, same electronics, same lures. It's all the same. It all comes down to decision.
It's literally gambling, really, when you think about
100%
it.
gambling.
It's 100% gambling because you could all have the same equipment, the same everything. And now we have a 4th tournament coming up, right? Is that what you're thinking of? You look like you're about to throw another idea out there.
I'm thinking, how tough would this be for walleye? Like, the trolling aspect of it all.
You could do this with anything.
I know, but I'm saying, so if we're going to have quarters like we did for the last one, do you have to give them, 15, 20 minutes in between the quarters? So if, they're trolling walleyes, they can switch over stuff?
No, I don't know.
Who knows?
Or is that part of their time frame for their quarter?
I don't know.
Is it there another show out there that does multi-species like that? Was that a Shimano show?
It's 2019 and YouTube the thing, man. There's a show about everything.
I'm pretty sure Shimano has a show like that where they do a multi-species, they go out with 3 or 4 different boats with 2 different or a couple different teams. And then they have a list of fish that they have to go after and score in and whatnot. And, they call each other at different points.
A lot of
I
those
think that's a
YouTubers
thing.
have challenges for
everything.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why
That's
I
how
think
you
Sewer fishing challenge.
I think the head-to-head match thing is fun. I think the tournament thing is where it's really going to be at, because now you're going to really, like when Caleb and I were in a boat, right? Like I wanted to beat him, he wanted to beat me, but at the end of the day, it was like, okay, we're just having fun. You know what I mean? Where you get a big purse on the line, like it's on, right?
Is it a Gucci purse or is it like a Chanel?
Cash money.
Cash money. What isn't that where money goes? Is in a purse?
Yeah, only for you, Matt.
Right. Hey, he's got a satchel.
I heard all of Matt's his money is in the purse.
Yeah, it's in Molly's wallet.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's where I was going with that. I'm glad you agreed. So I'm sure she'd agree.
So the other thought I had in my brain here is content, like, because this is going to produce some awesome content.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of content, this guy and this guy went out and produced some content yesterday.
Oh yeah.
How's that coming?
I don't know.
Oh,
It's
that's
cringy.
a crappy
it's cringy.
answer.
We're gonna watch it, and then you're gonna help me cut things in and out and see if it's even worth
So-
it.
What are we working on?
Well, we were going to do product videos yesterday, and we realized that like we need somebody that knows what they're talking about, right? We tried to
which you didn't have.
Right, and we tried to put Ty in a headlock, and because I'm like, Ty, we're thinking, let's do a frog video. It's getting good for frogging right now. Ty's like, yeah, we want this one because it sits different in the water and it plops and do this. I go, Ty, come right here and just do that right in front of the camera. I suck at it.
And he would be great on camera.
he would be
because
phenomenal.
when he talks about this stuff, there's no second guessing it.
Well, and
he is
that's the
just
thing.
saying the truth.
I go,
and
Ty,
that's it.
people would rather watch you suck at telling them how to fish a lure because at least they know it's the truth than Zach and I being like, well, if you read the back of the label, it tells you how to
Right.
catch fish on it. Like,
Right.
we
Yep.
get... I have knowledge, but I'm not gonna like
Right. Not like
pretend
that
like
guy, though.
yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, I got mad. I'm like, God bless it. Get over here and just do it. So we figured out like, and we know this, but it's hard with the Nick and Tony working the sales floor. So anyways, the content we decided was like, you know what, scratch that. We're gonna go out and do what do fishermen say.
Good. I can't wait to watch that. That'll be interesting. Did you guys use your accents?
I filmed nothing but Zach.
Because it's a little known fact that Matt and Zach has more, but he's got
I
about
filmed
17
Zach.
personalities.
And Zach basically like
16 and a half.
you had the same clothing on that you had yesterday.
Yep.
So he's
Did
still
you not go
I was
home or what?
he's still
No,
in,
it's just the
he's
same
still in
sweatshirt.
character. Like he's thinking that if we got to go film some other
Oh.
The hat,
segments
just
today-
has to get turned backwards, and
Yeah.
we're all good.
But we had some. It was pretty fun.
Did you bring out all of them? The Mexican? And
No.
No, we
you-
just played off like the one guy that you always run into that
The
just talks
Uber.
the most
Yes.
garbage that you're just like, mind you, I had a fun story. So we go down to that spot yesterday, right?
Tony says he'd be happy to come in and fill in for you two schlups.
All right, Tony. I liked filming with you, Tony. You did a really good job. So
For
I mean,
what?
For bass
content.
products.
Oh,
Knowledge.
If we want someone to
Knowledge.
talk,
Tony wants to come in and drop knowledge, man.
dropping knowledge. But anyways, no. So we
Thanks,
go.
Tony.
So I had some more spark of what would you call that? Inspiration. So we all get down there. It's Mike, Nick, me, and my best friend. We all get down there to go fish.
Are you telling me those guys are not your best friend?
Well, I mean, like they're my coworkers
just
slash
started a
friends.
war.
But
There's a difference, though.
okay,
You don't-
but see,
I
but you
understand.
fish with Mason. I've known him since we were in like kindergarten. But anyways, we're going down there.
Mason
and
needs
the
a thank you
second,
card.
Yeah, we get down there. We start to throw our lines in, and then this guy on a bike rolls up, and he starts yelling at us because we're in his spot. Never seen him there before. Starts yelling at us that we're in his spot and he won't be able to catch the walleyes because we're fishing there. And then Nick didn't hear him say that, but we told Nick he said that. So Nick goes back over there to kind of pick the dude's brain. And the guy's telling him how he catches 100-pound walleyes. 100-pound walleyes out of the Fox. And we're like, what?
Was he serious?
Yes. The guy was dead serious. And we were just like, yep, we're going to go fish over there. Have fun.
Was he dead high too or something?
I don't know.
100-pound walleye. You should have said,
See,
sir.
we did that though. That's part of what fishermen say. That's
sir,
one of
the
the
state record is 18 pounds.
right.
Right.
That's one of the things we had in the video portion is like, yeah, I thought this fish was 5 pounds, and it's like, it's a little one. Now
You gotta hold it out.
right. Oh yeah, that's
Gotta
another-
hold it out.
Yeah,
What
how
are
do
those? You know, we got to start taking pictures with is those. Remember those grabbers, those as seen on TV like
Right.
reachers? You got to like hook one up for fish so you can hold
They
it
have
out.
that.
Oh
That's
my
been
god.
a
Yeah,
thing.
those are.
Well,
awesome.
I've seen a meme. A guy, it was like grabbers with hands on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
can like
so you
hold it
hold
with
it.
like big hands.
But it was actually pretty cool because we're in the process of filming Zach
Yeah.
do it, and he caught a northern on camera.
And it was
I
a
saw
decent
that.
one too.
Yeah,
Wasn't even mad.
hooked into it.
Well, it's funny because the part
The
that we
release,
were filming.
I'm not sure the release. Dude, are you scared of fish?
No. I just wasn't. I had the freaking thing in there,
Please.
and I just wasn't gonna not use it.
Please, you have to share the whole
Yeah.
catch and release process.
Yeah.
Unedited.
Do we have it on video?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
he's got it on
let's
video.
just share the video later.
Yep.
Talking about it won't be as
See,
good as the video.
See, the thing is
Good thing we had a
this thing was-
Rapala grippers with us, is all I'll say.
Well,
But
see, I
Northern
always.
got teeth, man.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
know.
saying. Is this
That
northern?
scar right here on my thumb? Do you see that scar right there?
Yeah.
That is from a
So
not
I was
burning
I was having trouble. I had an Omega swim jig, and it's a big hook, and it was just that barb was just jammed in there. So I'm like, I can't get this out. I went to gill it, and I'm like, this just isn't gonna work. I don't have leverage. So then I grabbed my fish gripper, and he looks at me, and he even said, "Oh, that's a good idea. So don't roast me here."
I'm not
So I
roasting
pop
you.
it in there, and then I'm just like, here, I'll take the picture because I'm like, it's a northern. I've caught plenty now. I'm just like, here, take the picture, walk over to the water, and just release it off the grabber.
Yeah, perfect. And
I
it
do
worked.
that all the time with Northern.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying no.
Here's the thing.
Fight me.
Here's the thing. Time
Fight
out.
me.
Time out.
do it.
Time out.
Let's do it.
Northern's under like 30 inches.
They're super
They're
slimy.
just hard to deal with.
That's what I'm saying.
You get
This
a
was
real
like
big
20,
Northern,
24.
whole different story.
I just thought it was awesome
I
that we
can't
caught
wait
it
to
all
watch
on
it.
video.
I can't wait to watch it.
It was so awesome that you want to roast me on my release.
I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, it's really
Sounds exciting.
It's fun. It was really cool.
No, it was
though.
fun. Well, because it was funny though. It's about it was we were doing the one joke we did is that guy that always says, "Oh, I missed one. Oh my god, I missed one." So I'm sitting there like fake setting the hook, and I'm like, "Oh, I missed one.
That's,
Oh, I missed one." And then you just hear me go, "Oh,
oh,
hold on." I'm like, "That's a
Zach's
fish."
typical. Oh,
Oh,
oh, we did that one even
oh,
too.
there's a fish.
I had a list. So if you have any more things, or if anybody's
Because we
watching,
can just keep adding to it as we come up with
well,
them.
because then we're gonna go like with like you could be the Great Lake guy. Because I mean, what was it Little Meat or whatever like that? Or
We just came up with a new name for this one. This is the shit bank fishermen say.
right.
Now we got to
that
move
would
into
be
the
a
other
good one.
ones. We got to go into the other ones
So
now.
the last one was the shit bank fisherman.
I guess so. I just realized because I'm like, there is just like where I come from with cars is there's so many stereotypes in the fishing
Oh,
world, and I
yeah.
think then we got to do a hunting one.
Oh,
We gotta do a hunting
for
one.
sure. I already got.
I swear,
I have.
there was a 220 walking in my
Yeah.
camera 3 years in a
Yeah.
row, but I
Ground-
didn't see him this year. Don't know where he went.
ground shrinkage. Ground shrinkage. The story was a lot bigger.
It's a real deal.
It is a real deal. So no, that should be fun. So that should be coming through the pipes here pretty soon as well.
Right.
But yeah,
We'll watch it and we'll find out, or we'll redo it. Plus, with the microphone issue we talked about this morning, we gotta work that
Such a
out.
bummer.
I cleaned up the audio a little bit, but it's just weird.
And then, well, it's almost that time. And then last and finally, so we talked about MLF coming to town.
Yep.
Thursday, 27th, Friday, 28th, 4 to 8. We're going to have a bunch of fishermen in store. Lance's idea, dude, of if these guys, like, have time, they should challenge to archery tag
Where are we gonna do it?
in the range.
Arrows would be flying all over the place.
In the archery range?
You don't have a range anymore. There's no back wall.
What?
Do you used to work at the Real Shot?
Yeah, they'll be flying up into the retail spot, dude. There's no wall there anymore.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Oh boy, do I work at the Real Shot?
Now, here's a question
on.
though: is if like that video series I
I know
was
we're tearing
watching?
the rest of that wall out, right?
I know. Are you making that announcement too right now?
No, it's
Rip.
probably happening.
Just taking down walls.
Wait, now we're tearing down another wall?
Yeah, the rest of the wall I think's coming out.
Oh, I didn't know that portion.
Oh yeah, I think we're taking it all the way back.
He just dropped a bomb.
So is the fishing counter gonna like turn and
Gets
be right in
slid
the middle?
back, Yeah,
back against the wall.
I think.
Oh yeah, that's news to me.
Well, it's already big. We increased it, and now we're already out of room
So-
again.
I mean, that's true. We expanded the store how much, and now we're just sitting there going,
We're already
"Oh
out of
God,
room
where do we
again."
go with everything?"
Well, I knew we were making it a slight adjustment to other areas, but I didn't know their wall was coming
I
down.
think so.
We're getting a
We're
3.5
still
yard
working on it.
range.
So it was pretty funny the other day Wednesday, right? What day is today?
it's Thursday.
It was Tuesday then. What day did Mark go to training for 10 Point? That was Tuesday.
That was Tuesday.
Yep. So the guys came in from 10 Point afterwards.
Yeah.
And they're like, holy man. They're like, you guys are not small.
Well, right. I just whatever. People will figure it out eventually.
Right. He goes, you guys are a real player. I'm like, for sure.
Well, and I
We've
think
always been a player, but we're legit now.
Well, I think
Yep.
firearms solidifies things. I think getting Matthews and Hoyt and Boltec solidified the
Yep.
archery department. And I think now with fishing just like tripling in size between Great Lakes and now what we're doing with bass and
Right.
you know the guys from the Wisco circuit have been awesome and like you know we've seen them around here a lot now
Yep.
with those guys. So that's helping us validate that sponsorship
Right.
and the work we're doing with Wisco, and those guys are hopefully liking what they see here. Hopefully we can fill in some gaps if there are gaps. I mean,
Right.
I think people realize that no matter how much we bring in, somebody's always going to want something else. I mean,
Right.
There's a bazillion different brands and makes and models and color schemes and you know whatever, and we're doing our best to try to play ball with everybody. But
Right.
you know, I don't feel bad when we can't have everything for everybody.
Well, don't be
Right.
opposed to try something similar.
Well, right.
I mean, criminy,
Name of the
the
game.
fishing
Well, that's-
world is
well, that's the thing is imitation.
mimicking. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing, you know, for me is, you know, when I go shopping for other things and I peek at, like, say I got to go to Fleet Farm for bird seed, and then I peek in their fishing department, like, this is great, but I'm like,
well, and
it
that's the
doesn't
other-
even, it pales in comparison because a lot of their stuff just is,
Right.
it's, you know,
Well, and
not
that's the other
what
thing
we
we're
have.
working on is Justin and I have been talking about laying out the entire fishing department
Right.
and
Right.
going
So
from
it's easier to shop.
going from how we have it right now, which is basically everything brand wise is together. So if you're looking
Right.
for Mega Bass or you're looking for Kitech or whatever, that's all great. But it's harder to see all of the things in a category, for instance,
Yep.
like swim baits, right?
Yep.
Like if you come in and we're out of that specific Kitech color swim bait, right? Well, Jackal makes them. I mean,
Yep.
Strike King makes them.
Euro Tackle
There's a
makes
whole
one.
Euro Tackle makes. There's a whole bunch of them that are very, very similar that might bail you out in a pinch.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying that the Kitech isn't your favorite still or whatever, but you might not know that exists, or maybe you go out there and you try that one that day and it's even better. You
Yep.
don't know,
Right.
right?
Yep.
So I think by reorganizing the fishing department based on category versus brand, it was something we're playing around with.
Right.
I don't know if that would have a negative impact on anybody.
I don't think
No,
so.
I think
other
that
than
would be
other
that'd
than
be
Justin
good.
for having to coordinate how to
yeah,
do
do
that.
it all.
That's not a small thing either. But
Yep.
you know, we're just playing around with things that constantly try to make it better, easier to shop, easier to find newer products, different brands you might not know about.
Yep.
Because that's the
Right.
thing with bass fishing over walleye or panfish. Well, panfish really doesn't have much, but Great Lakes has this too. There's just so many different brands that come out with all sorts of new innovative stuff. And
Right.
Yep.
it's hard enough for us to keep on top of it.
Right.
Where if you're not following it daily, it's almost impossible to find.
If you're not Nathan Hahn.
Well, but he only follows Megabass.
Right.
Right? Like, I mean, it's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
Every time we turn on, it's like, oh, hey, did you hear so-and-so came out with whatever? You know, and I think what
Right.
happened was it used to be all the new stuff came out, you know, once a year
Yep.
at
Yep.
ICAST. Right? And then ICAST kind of is still kind of the big deal, but then the Classic got a big enough footprint, and then all the bad stuff started coming out at the Classic. Well, now with YouTube and the internet and all the social media stuff, they're like, we don't have to wait. We're just going to
Right.
announce it when we have it.
Well, and I was watching a Guggen Squad video on Jacob Wheeler, who is in mind is potentially one of the guys coming
Right.
for next
Well,
week.
he said he's going to be here, but whether or not they show up.
Well,
Right.
and there's other contract stipulations with some of these guys. Like we really want MDJ to show up, and he's on my list as well. But he's also got a contract through another retailer.
right.
So, but they're like you said, Guggen Squad is releasing a new plastic, and he talked about it at Table Rock, but he couldn't show it. And he's like,
Right.
I wish I had more of these because they're really catching fish. Obviously, he's doing a
Of
good
course,
job for the
right.
brand. But, I mean,
Right.
he's like, I can't even show you. Even they had it blurred out,
Right.
and that video is only, less than a week old?
Right.
So, yeah, to your point, there's always, just like the archery world, their products
Never
are not
changes.
a secret.
It's just crazy.
They try to, but it's tough.
Yep.
So, and then last but finally is 4th of July sale is going to be the day of 4th of July. Our hours that day are 10 to 4. The hooker, for anybody.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Hookers.
The hooker.
4th of July is about to be lit.
Yeah.
I'm coming home from vacation for a day.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You're going to want to. It's called the Freedom Sale, America.
America.
So there's some awesome gun deals. There's some other archery trail cam deals. And then the big one, the hooker, for that day is rods are going to be back on sale again. We ran that for Memorial Day. It was huge success for everybody. I mean, so we're running select rods. See exclusions apply. 30% off for just the day, 10 to 4.
Nice.
So put that on your calendar. Come back from vacation early.
Yep.
Select rods.
And right on the cover of the Freedom Sale, we've got a big old, what is that, an Alex Pro AR-15.
Yep.
So that'll be a pretty significant discount on that, too.
Yep, there's a handgun. There's some ammunition sales. So
yeah, the handgun that's on sale, too, that Taurus Spectrum, it's a little 380. Full composite thing is super lightweight, super comfortable,
My
and
wife has
extremely affordable.
Yeah.
I've heard, does she enjoy it?
Oh, she loves it.
So I was thinking about doing that for my wife, too.
She's got smaller hands, thankfully. She's got smaller hands, right? And she can. It just fits well.
yeah, it sure does.
You don't want a wife with giant hands. That would be weird.
No.
Right?
Look, that's why my wife is only like 5'2".
Right.
There's a reason for that.
I'm just saying.
I look big standing next to her.
Right. I wasn't even going there. I was just saying in theory, if your wife had hands the size of yours, it'd be weird.
It would be weird.
Right?
Yeah.
It'd be like the
Hey,
Jerry
don't
Seinfeld
go all-
episode.
God.
She has man hands.
Right. That's my point. Anyway. She
On
shoots
that
it-
bombshell,
She shoots it really well. So it's a nice gun.
We
I
gotta,
couldn't pass it off.
we gotta call this one. This
yep.
is DOA.
And on that bombshell,
DOA.
we well,
I did already. Just ended already.
You guys
No.
are bullshit.
nope.
When did
No,
I get so
Brian-
mature over here?
Brian is just over here going like,
I get
last
it.
week this was funny. This week you guys are 12.
I get it. I just don't think it's like tears for me.
You put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, you finished.
Anyways, so,
You finished it well.
so
Ed,
Spectrum at 380. Very great.
4th of July sale.
Big sale.
Bring it back,
MLF
guys.
coming.
Bring it back.
We're
MLF
coming
coming
back.
to town
Why
next
did my
week.
chair get shorter while we were sitting here? It did. It got shorter, and I didn't spin in a circle. These
Because your
things-
wife has bigger hands than.
No, that's not what I said at all.
No. So MLF coming to town June 27th, June 28th. They're going
Right.
to be in store. As many guys as we could possibly get. We're working hard. We're wrapping up that. So watch for advertisements starting next week on that kind of stuff. 4th of July sale. Head-to-head fishing. We're still in the process of that. And then we have Nick's laughing all out. And then we have a little bit of a break before we head to Wisco and film the next Wisco on Shawano Lake. But we'll be doing some fun stuff in between.
Oh, yeah.
So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Again, thanks, Kyle, for joining us this morning
Congrats
via Skype.
on the W.
Yep, at the Rippin' Good Old Factory. So
You got way too into cookies, man.
you,
on the topic of cookies, no.
yeah. Obviously, look at me, Brian. I like me some cookies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, cool, everybody. Well, let's see. 4th of July. Oh, we'll have a show before 4th of July.
yeah.
We're going to have a pile of shows next week.
Next week we're gonna be alive a lot.
Yeah, people are going to be like, oh, my God. Yeah, we're
The
going
real
to.
shot. Stop being live, please.
Yeah, we're going to be live a lot next week. So Thursday, Friday, watch for a lot of. So nothing will TRS live will happen until probably Thursday.
Right.
And then it's just going to be wham, 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 wham. So, anyways, thanks again, everybody. Thanks, Kyle. Congratulations on the win. And we'll talk to you next week, Thursday.
See everybody later.